everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome. There's a bunch of people in chat already. My goodness. Barbosa, Peter, Owl. I don't know, a whole bunch of people. Ikui. Welcome, guys. Everybody's already in chat. I said in the chat, but I think it was only a couple people watching at that point in time, but I am actually planning on, because this is December 7th, it's Pearl Harbor Day, so I was planning on playing only ships that were involved with the two fleets at Pearl Harbor, which is a surprisingly large number of ships that aren't aircraft carriers. So obviously most famous is the American battleships that were sank, but also a number of Japanese ships that were part of the combined fleet. So the plan today is to play those ships. There's plenty of them for us to get through a full stream. We almost certainly won't play all of the ships that are available in World of Warships. Yeah, let's start with that. So obviously the Pearl Harbor, probably the most famous single, I don't know, it's probably the most famous single naval battle of the Second World War, maybe the 20th century. So let's see. So the flagship, Admiral Yamato's flagship for the Pearl Harbor attack was actually a battleship, not an aircraft carrier. It was the battleship Nagato. So, hey Ghostworks, how are you doing? Hello everybody in chat. I also switched to low latency mode on YouTube, or ultra low latency, so that my interaction with chat is a little bit less delayed. So let's see, you guys should let me know if it feels, you're not seeing any weird stutters or drops on the stream either. Why don't we have Akagi? That's a good question. We have Kaga. And Shokaku, obviously, but no Suikaku either, which is also kind of interesting. And no Akagi. Yeah, so, and no Soryu either. And no Hyuyu currently in the current state of the game. Hyuyu used to be in World of Warships, but Hyuyu isn't available anymore. So yeah, most of the Kidobutai is not in World of Warships right now. So we'll start with Nagato. As the flagship of the attack feels. Yeah, Vorks are Essex as well. Bunch of ships that aren't... well, when they cut the carriers down to only a couple of tiers, that definitely lost a number of ships out of the pool. Japanese got mixed up. Akagi's superstructure is on the wrong side. I mean, there was really not a lot of consensus on carrier design early on, right? I mean, you had ships that had no superstructure at all. The Japanese built several carriers that didn't have a superstructure. You had ships that were sort of conversions that had the superstructure still like kind of in the middle of the flight deck. You had triple flight decks, right? Akagi had 3 flight decks originally, a longer one on top, like a middle, and then a short one on the level of the hull. There was all kinds of stuff. It was really only the US that settled on the consistent design. Like Lexington was CV2, and basically Lexington looks like, I don't know, every other US aircraft carrier from that point forward. The single island on the starboard side of the ship. I know there was an Italian cruiser called Zara in the attack on Pearl Harbor. I believe you've been reading some alternate history. Oh. You've definitely been reading some alternate history. All right. Standard battle. We are top tier though. Yeah, I'm not sure what history books Owl has been reading, but I feel like they're questionable. That also means no Viribus Unitas today, as Viribus Unitas is long sunk by the time of Pearl Harbor. But yeah, Nagato was actually the flagship. At the time, communications equipment and stuff was generally on specific ships that had been arranged as flagships. So Nagato was the best equipped to be the flagship. So even though there was no surface action involved, Nagano was technically the flagship. It's also the reason why for the Operations Crossroads nuclear tests that the US put Nagano right at the center of the testing, which ended up saving her because they missed that the first nuclear bomb was dropped quite a distance off, and so it didn't sink Nagano. But it was a bit of a revenge. He's been reading history books where Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto's flagship before he switched to Yamato. He also spent a fair amount of time with Musashi as flagship too. But yeah, Yamato was like Hotel Yamato basically. Okay, the enemy team is all pushing away from us. There's nobody on this side, and I'm gonna get undetected. I'm actually gonna put this fire out, let this Gneisenhouse shoot me with HE one more time. My repair will still be going when these shells land, even if they do hit me. I was kind of expecting these planes to die a little bit faster. I may be set on fire again here. Let's see. This is Battleship HE, so. This is gonna be tricky. I need my Akatsuki. He was chased off by the aircraft here. All right, so we do have a destroyer on this side. I wonder who that would be. Probably Minakaze. Shoot at some American planes. I mean, it shoots some American ships here. That Omaha's maneuvering. I'm gonna miss him. Yeah, as fast as these torpedoes are coming, this feels like Minakaze torpedoes. Ooh, I'm gonna eat a few too. Ouch. Yeah, they're fast reloading the seat. It's right here. Okay, this is actually problematic. He's gonna get another reload again on his torpedoes pretty quickly. Yeah, I told you it was the Minakaze. This carrier is going to keep me spotted. Yeah. The reload time on the Minakaze torpedoes is super, super low. So you can't actually really rush them down. Basically, by the time you see Minakaze torpedoes, he's already probably launched another set. And I'm in a big dreadnought. I don't maneuver very well. I kind of really need my Akatsuki over here spotting. Let's see if we can get away here. Let's dodge these. Okay. There are definitely more torpedoes coming from that smoke cloud. There they are. Good. All right. So we dodged successfully. Hit a 29% win rate in Nagano. Nagano is the first battleship where aiming becomes super important. And you can't sort of just shotgun your way to victory, right? Especially on the Japanese line. Nice dodge. Yeah, it's a little tricky there. Is this... The Emil Baton is moving, but not moving very quickly. Thank you, Kevin. I need to pay... I'm out of the Minakaze's torpedo range now, so that's good. Oh, we shot a plane down. Actually, we shot 6 planes down. Surprisingly decent AA. I mean, it's a tier 6 carrier, but still. Nagano is not especially known for having very good anti-aircraft fire. Wow. I say that about aiming, and somehow I only landed 1 shell on that. Emil Baton. Okay, Minakaze is pushed up through into our cap. Hopefully our carrier recognizes that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, training room is easy. Definitely an easy way to learn to aim. I would not actually suggest playing co-op because the bots don't actually move like human players do. I'm assuming that Emo Baton's dead. I don't want to waste a salvo on him, especially when I have a New York to shoot at here. I'm just gonna have to pay attention to this carrier. He's my big threat now. There is a T-61 somewhere also. Alright, so there is another destroyer for me to pay attention to as well. Yeah, our carrier does not know to go after the, our carrier is a Japanese carrier too. Our carrier does not know to go after the destroyers. Let's see. Lucifer's Glitch. We've lost 2 of our 3 destroyers. Boy, howdy, this is gonna be a problem. Not having this Akatsuki very aggressive has cost us a lot of vision. I'm really worried about this T-61 torpedoing me from the center channel now. So let's see here. Called it. That was my concern. He hadn't been spotted yet. Alright. So, no visibility against any destroyers. I'm gonna have to be very smart now. So T-61 also has very fast torpedo reload, so... And I was right at the very edge of his torpedo, so there will be more of them coming. I need to use this island for cover here, if I can. I absolutely know where he is. And after he torpedoed me, he also knows that I have no damage control party, so I'm sure that he's going to be pushing me. Okay, alright, we did kill the Minakaze. It's 1 destroyer down. I'm undetected at the moment, which is good. That means the destroyer isn't right next to me. He's up in the mouth of the cap. I wanted to shoot while I was still behind the hill. Okay, alright, that actually tells me really a lot with the destroyers. So, because I got spotted when I came out the south side here, and obviously I can see the torpedoes too, I definitely know where the destroyer is. Instead of, I thought he ran up to the mouth, but actually he ran down this side of the cap. Okay, that's him right there. Owl? What's going on? What happened to asymmetric battles? They weren't very well balanced, and they weren't a lot of fun to play in, basically. So they got rid of them. It was a trial. They just didn't work very well. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Were the regular crew on Yamato also subject to the lavish hotel conditions? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. My guess is that they were under your normal Japanese naval conditions, which weren't particularly comfortable. Crew comfort was not a huge priority of the Japanese Navy. Yeah, ST-61's going to come back. I'm not spotted, so I know that he's still in smoke. Right now, I'm trying to like move as quickly as I can. Every time I turn, I lose a lot of speed because I am a dreadnought battleship. So what I'm trying to do is cover as much distance as I can while I'm not detected, because he's either coming out the back of the smoke or in the smoke or whatever. And I want to get as much distance from him as I can. I want to come up towards the front side of the cap here. All right, now I am detected. So he's definitely out. So that means he's here. It also means I need to start maneuvering. Let's see if we can get any more plane kills. And I need to start angling myself away from where the torpedoes will come from. Hey, Cheshire. That is the Yurichi. That's not what I needed. Those are definitely Yudachi torpedoes. I'm in a weird game, just like running from destroyers the entire time. This might kill me. I'm trying to accelerate. This ship is so slow. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. Man, I was right at the very edge of the range of those torpedoes too. Yeah, and unfortunately our carrier didn't know to spot. A lot of new carrier players don't understand the power of spotting destroyers. I'm trying to shoot the Dunkirk's guns out so he can't set me on fire. Nope. Yeah, I'm dead now. That's it. Poor Nagato. Kind of an unfortunate... It's one of those games where if your carrier doesn't really know what they're doing, it gets really frustrating. I think our carrier got worried about the ships pushing him, and he's just trying to attack these two battleships the entire time. You bet you have 0 points. I mean, you were watching the channel, so I'm sure you have some channel points. By the way, if you noticed, I took out the redeem portion until we get it working. Hey, Karen. Yeah, F. That happens. Their destroyers controlled the space in the middle, which is the most powerful spot on the map. Right. So in these channels here, because you can be really hidden anywhere in these channels in the center of the map. I sort of expected the aircraft carrier would spot around here, but sometimes it doesn't happen. The bot is kind of sluggish at the moment, so you have to wait. Hey Barbosa, Owl is no longer first. I mean, Owl technically has not been first. It's just that Fleur de Lis hadn't come over to YouTube from Twitch. There's a couple of other people who subscribed to me for a long time on Twitch, so if they show up in YouTube, then they get points for their time spent subscribed on Twitch. All right, let's see here. All right, so we played Nagato. Does Nagato have the Yamato cheek? No, Nagato does not have the angled citadel. You can look at the armor layout here. So let's take off. Torpedo protection. It has it slightly, but not anywhere near to the extent that... So here's the citadel face, right? And see, Nagato has like the flat citadel face here. And it slopes, so it has like kind of a baby turtle back. You can see how it has the angled, like the sloped armor on the sides here. This gives it extra, so if you, it gives it extra armor, effective armor here on the tops. Nagato is, I mean, it's not great armor, right? I mean, these deck slopes are not particularly very thick. But, you know, 289 under the magazines, basically. But you're really thin here in the engine spaces. But Yamato, I don't have, where's Yamato? Yamato, if you look at it, has this angled, you see how it has this angled face here, where it points in? This is that cheek right here. This sort of pointed angled scheme for the front magazine. It looks almost like a little nose pointing out here, like this. And this is that Yamato cheek. It sticks out, and where you get penetrated is through right here, through this 350 millimeter section here. Because it's 410 along the actual build. York sucks. York is not a real ship either. It's one of the most made-up ships in the game. So, all right, let's play Oklahoma, which was also present at the. Where is my Oklahoma? Oklahoma was also present at Pearl Harbor. Sunk, later refloated. All right, let's see. Yeah, so we'll play Oklahoma, Arizona. Farragut was present. Helena was present at Pearl Harbor. There was a lot of ships that were present at Pearl Harbor that survived and fought much later on in the war, obviously. Also, Hiei and Kirishima were part of the escorting battleship group. Kagero, there's a bunch of ships that are World of Warships that were participated in Pearl Harbor that may not know outside of just the carriers and the battleships that were sunk. Yeah, I'll message me on Discord and I'll fix that for you. I'll re-add them for you right now. Well, not right now, but I'll re-add them for you. Just message me on Discord. All right. Why are we laughing about Helena, Ikui? I'm confused. But yes, Helena was at Pearl Harbor as well. I mean, it was the main fleet of the United States, right? I mean, this is the main Pacific fleet, so there was a large number of ships over there. New Orleans was also there as well, in terms of ships that are in the game. Farragut was. I'm trying to think if there's any other destroyers that are present. I mean, there was a number of destroyers of those classes, but in terms of named ships, I think Monaghan, which is also available in World of Warships, which I don't have, was there. I'd have to look through the full list, but we're gonna play through as many of them as we can. HE Spammer Machine Gun. It's American light cruiser. That's what they do. Oh, we're top 2. There's 2 aircraft carriers, though. Thankfully, no Japanese ones. Given the day that we're playing. Let's go support the ACAP. Try to give some help. I put on YouTube in the channel, I put up a photo of Arizona burning. You can see the huge sheets of flame coming out before the magazine detonated. It's a lesser known photo compared to the one with her, like the one that's the title page of this video, for example, with the masts crumpling. Hey, it's the first ship you got an arsonist with? Yeah, I mean. Don't tell Owl, but I'm going to shoot an Italian cruiser. How is chat, by the way, with the slightly lower latency? You're not noticing any drop in visual quality, right? But this is the ultra low latency setting on YouTube for streaming. I wanted to try it out to see if I could have a little better interaction with chat where I'm not talking like 2 minutes after something happens. Oh boy, our team is very, very hard. You know, like look at this. Every battleship is coming this side. We have one battleship, the Orion, on the sea cap. It looks like the enemy team is also doing this though, so maybe we have a chance here. Wait till you meet a smart Smolensk player. I mean, Smolensk is difficult to play against sometimes. Smolensk depends on having spotting. If the Smolensk is spotted, it's much less of a threat. Alright, I'm spotted by this Shenyang. I was thinking I could shoot over this island and not be detected, and there's unfortunately a DD over here on this side, so I got spotted. Yeah. Did damage the Montecuccoli though. These guns reload so slow. The 40-second reload is really noticeable. It's only like a little bit longer than the... I mean, some ships like have 32, 33-second reloads, but there's some reason about the 40-second reload feels especially painfully slow. Maybe it's because the ship was also slow, so you feel like you're not doing very much in that time frame. Smolensk has smoke. Yes, it does. Alright. Hopefully I didn't shoot. I shot behind him. I led him, but not enough, forgetting how fast the Italian cruisers are. Montecuccoli is a very fast ship. Alan Black, good day. Good day to you as well. Smolensk is a torpedo magnet. Anybody that sits in smoke, I think, is a torpedo magnet. Oof. Our Omaha did what happens to Omahas. It's a fast ship with no armor. So.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
I don't know what's going to happen with this Montecuccoli. Is he going to turn or is he going to push? What is he doing? I'm trying to figure out what he's going to do because I want to line up. I want to make sure that I kill him. I can't have him. He's going to kill my Isakaze. Isakaze also at Pearl Harbor. Or as part of the combined fleet, so part of the battle. Okay, I'm not detected now. I think this Montecuccoli is just going to sit here nose in. I gotta be smart and not get torpedoed as well. Because there still is a Shenyang somewhere down here. Omaha is a free devastating strike. I mean, Omaha is still a pretty nasty ship though, because it's quick and it has great firepower. It's just you have to be very, you just have to understand you have no armor. Like you can't just sail around. Oh, he shot me over the island. Jeez. Okay, there's the Shenyang. Okay, not too worried about him. He's out of my range right now. What ship am I using? I'm playing USS Oklahoma. So one of the battleships that was sunk at Pearl Harbor. So all the ships I'm playing today were involved in the Battle of Pearl Harbor one way or the other. Either they were part of the Japanese combined fleet or they were one of the American ships in Pearl Harbor. So USS Oklahoma was one of the battleships on Battleship Row and was sunk in the attack. Okay. Ouch. The Soviet guns just went straight through my front magazines. Oklahoma is a floating target. Oklahoma is very slow and doesn't have great armor. Ow, my goodness. The guns on the Soviet battleships are so ridiculously powerful. He just punched through my armor at an angle. But I think we're gonna pay him back here because yeah. You know what? I'm actually low health. I kind of need to put that fire out. Because I'm going to get hit hard by this Peter again because I cannot do anything about his... Like, I'm trying to bounce these. Oh, he missed. Thank goodness. Okay, and this Shenyang is over here on the side. I need to be careful about him, too. Hopefully the Peter's dead. I got my heals out. Yeah, I got nothing here. I'm going to have to run through this whole fire. It's kind of lucky he blind fired me there. I need to pull away from the Shenyang. He has short-range torpedoes, but I absolutely do not want to be anywhere near them because they will wreck me. And my Isakaze needs to find him. Please? Please, Isakaze? And I don't mind shooting at him if he gets spotted here. Tier 4 to Tier 7 Russian battleship is easy citadels if they are not, if they don't angle against you. The frontal armor is so strong though that if they do angle against you, it can be extremely difficult. I might burn to death here. Yeah, I'm dead. In a cruel turn of fate, I think I'm going to be torpedoed to death by an American aircraft carrier. Nope, he's dropped too close. Are those gonna... Yeah, I'm going to be dead here. You got a crack in the very first time you played Pyotr. Yeah, Pyotr's really strong in randoms because if you don't do what that guy did, like all he needed to do actually was stay with his bow into the cap. Man, I got really bad luck there with the Shenyang getting me on fire twice. If you just stay with your bow armor and other same tier battleships can basically not hurt you, but it doesn't matter what angle they take against you, your guns just smash into them. Made a secondary boat good eyes now and got right in on a Benson smoke and torpedoed the smoke. He thought it was a Japanese and he came out. Yeah. This is the second game where we don't have any destroyers left alive. Oh, low tier ships, please don't die, destroyers. And Shenyang's not a very good ship either. I just got this really lucky. He got multiple fires on me there. I remember playing Shenyang. Nothing gets set on fire with Shenyang. This is a visual representation of Oklahoma and Pearl Harbor. No, I shot my guns back. Obviously, actual Oklahoma and Pearl Harbor just got bombed. Well, and torpedoed. There you go. He dead now. Maybe. He might actually get away. Let's see. Is the Cesare going to get a second salvo? I think he might. Oh, no, he didn't. Nope. That Shenyang got away. Yeah, he's just trying to guess where he is. But missed him. Alright. I mean, yeah. It's low tier stuff. I mean, you get players that are new or don't really know what they're doing and all kinds of stuff. It's really hard to have sort of organized Oklahoma sank in flames, just like... Okay. Something like that. So, a couple of other ships that were involved that I want to play. The first one is I'm going to play Hiei. We'll play Hiei and Kirishima. I only have the Arpeggio version of Hiei, but we can go ahead and put a standard camo on it to make it look a little bit more like an actual, like a Japanese ship here. Let's see, what do we got? I don't want to, well, I have 4 Type 6s, let's see. So we'll play Hiei here. Congo class time. Yes, there's 2 Congos that were there. Hiei and Kirishima were both there. And we'll use Commander Yamamoto as well. So they were both part of the Japanese anime style. No, I'm not using it. Not for. I mean, we're talking about Pearl Harbor here. We're not. I won't. I'm not going to use the anime style. The anime style camos for Pearl Harbor. Feels, I don't know, disrespectful somehow or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's play. Let's see, do I don't have any kind of Pearl Harbor type flags either, do I now? So we'll stick with these standard ones. Yeah, so both of the, or I say both of, but 2 of the Congos were part of the combined fleet. So Hiei and Kirishima were part of the combined fleet on that. Congo class did a lot of time serving as CVX swords. Very true, because they were fast enough to actually do it. They served the role that the North Carolinas and Iowas served later for the U.S. Navy. Early in the war, U.S. Navy did not have any capital ship escorts for the aircraft carriers because there were no capital ships fast enough until USS North Carolina was commissioned. Haruna escorted Kito Butai strike on Ceylon as well, yes. Yep. And Hiei and Kirishima were on the strike on Darwin in Australia, I believe as well, part of the escorting fleet there. Yeah, but they had no problem operating with Kito Butai because of their speed. But they were the only capital ships that the Japanese have that could operate with carriers. And like, this was early in the war. Remember that even at Pearl Harbor, there had never been an aircraft carrier versus aircraft carrier engagement in naval history. Even during the first couple of years of the Second World War, right? There had been aircraft carriers. The British used aircraft carriers with their capital ships. And so you have things like, you know, Ark Royal was involved with the sinking of Bismarck, but Ark Royal operated with capital ships. So the Japanese early on still were operating capital ships for surface combat purposes with the Kito Butai. And it wasn't until Coral Sea. Coral Sea was the very first, which was what, May of 1942? That was the very first ever aircraft carrier versus aircraft carrier engagement where the 2 fleets never sighted each other. And what's funny is that later in the war, these were kind of useless as carrier escorts because like North Carolina class and Iowa class were basically fast anti-aircraft platforms as far as the carriers were concerned. But you know, the Congos are pretty poor anti-aircraft platforms. What is a Makarov? We'll wait till Wargaming has an official announcement. I don't want to like spend the whole stream dealing with Wargaming drama. Makarov is Nuremberg. It's Nuremberg after she was handed over to the Soviets as war booty. Basically, the Soviets got Nuremberg after losing a draw for Prince Eugen. They wanted Prince Eugen, and they lost. I think they drew lots out of a hat, or they drew odds with the U.S. Navy and the Royal Navy, and the U.S. Navy is the one who got Eugen, and the Soviet Navy got Nuremberg, which they then renamed Admiral Makarov. Blitz gave players of West Virginia free. PC gave all Makarovs. Yeah, I mean, it's different stuff. There's different events for things, you know, I mean, it's not like there haven't been tons of events to get ships in World of Warships on PC version, right? I got Anchorage from an event recently. Oklahoma was from an event. I mean, there's a lot of premium ships you get from events as well. Let's see. Ships as bargaining chips. No, it was war booty, right? I mean, after it's pretty traditional. After a defeated opponent, you break up sort of what you got. So it wasn't just ships; it was planes and all kinds of stuff as well, right? There was a bunch of destroyers involved, also. All right, so this Peter the Great is motoring along, but he's showing me a lot of broadside. So I'm doing the one thing the Congos were great at, which is speeding along. They're very fast ships, especially at low tiers. They're much faster than any other battleships. So it allows you to take positioning on the flanks. Like in a dreadnought, if you got out here, you're just stuck on the edge of the map. Alright, there is a Visby there. Hopefully my rest of my ships recognize there's a Visby there. Russia got an Italian battleship. Yeah, there's that weak Citadel belt for the Soviet battleships there. The Peter the Great, you saw, just had no problem with Congo guns just punching straight through the belt armor. And this is partly available to me because I flanked with the speed, so we'll push up. Hopefully we can get one more good hit here. I'm only going to use my front guns. I'm trying to stay angled. I know that there's a destroyer here. I don't want to eat a bunch of torpedoes, just being greedy, trying to use my back guns as well. There you go. All right. A little bit lucky on dispersion there. It's only 4 guns in the front, but I landed nearly every shell there. You just want a free premium tier 6 to tier 9 ship for Christmas. I mean, there was literally just a tier 8 ship, though, from an event. By the way, not saying that if there is actual monkeying with the odds for the boxes and stuff like that's pretty shady. Just we'll wait till they make an official statement. You're a Blitz player. You claimed West Virginia, but you didn't get her. I'd love to have West Virginia. Which version of West Virginia? Is it the post-refit version in Blitz? Like, which version are they using? Or is it the sort of like earlier standard battleship build? Like basically pre-Pearl Harbor or post-Pearl Harbor is the question. Oh boy, there's a bunch of destroyers over here. We're gonna have to play shoot the small boats. Nah, you got behind the hill. I need to be smart here. I have no belt armor myself either because I'm a battlecruiser. Well, an up-gunned or up-armored battlecruiser. Man, there's the torpedoes. Are they gonna make it to me? They're gonna make it to me. I'm gonna eat one here. Yeah. So dodge. Oh boy, this is actually a problem. I thought I dodged both sets. Yeah, that's a full flood. I didn't realize that I was gonna have a second set I was gonna have to dodge. Let's see how accurate my shooting is. Nice. There you go. Oh, there's a Minakaze. There's a third destroyer over here, and I am... Oh boy. Oh boy. I think that's me sunk. Yep, I have no repair. Oh, did not realize that all 3 destroyers were here. The Minakaze, that Colosshorn, the Minakaze, and the Visby were all there. That is a Padalon, yeah. Sirianus Dagovox. That is a heck of a name. You're currently in game playing with Vermont. I have not ground out that line yet. So it's one of the few lines I don't have a tier 10. I'll have to grind it in a bit. Use West Virginia all the time. You feel like the alt USPBs are from a universe where Japan and US positions. Which USPBs are you saying like this? Are from a position where Japan and US reverse? Oh, Vermont. You kind of love it if you love Colorado. Yeah, I mean, it's a US standard battleship, right? So if you love playing standard battleships, I'm sure it's awesome. I have really disliked playing V170 of guns. Okay. I have really disliked playing Kansas, but that's largely because I find the guns to be ineffective. I don't mind the speed necessarily or the standard battleship. It's just the Kansas guns are very disappointing. This Vizzy played really well. Yeah. Oh boy. It's real tough at low tiers if your destroyers kind of all sink early on. The enemy team's destroyers. Vermont is a one-salvo ship. What do you mean? Oh, in the sense of like you can one-shot a lot of things with it for sure. 12 16-inch guns. From what I've seen, they gave it much better shell performance than the other standard US battleships have. Ooh. Yeah. That's a disappointing performance. Alright. So let's play Arizona. Feels about time to play Arizona. How are we doing so far? I think we've lost. I think that's going to be 3 straight losses to start. Maybe this is feeling very Pearl Harbor-y over here. Oh, no, we won the Oklahoma game. Okay, we did hold on and win that game. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, I mean, I flanked. I should have realized that all 3 of the destroyers would be back over on that side. I saw 2 of them, and they were on one angle. But I kind of mismanaged my repair party as well, making myself a big fat target. So I can't really say too much. Did not play very well in that game. Let's play Arizona. Where is my Arizona? Obviously, the most famous ship sunk at Pearl Harbor. Because of the way she sank, the number of people that went down with her, and the fact that she's still a memorial. Most of the rest of them were raised, but Arizona was not. So Arizona is technically a Pennsylvania-class ship. I think everyone kind of forgets USS Pennsylvania, but it's a Pennsylvania-class battleship. It's one of 2. The U.S. made a lot of these like 2-ship classes of standard battleships. Each one was a slight improvement on the other. So. But more than 1,000 sailors died with USS Arizona when she detonated. Just finished your second to last final for the year at college. Now you have math tomorrow. Oh, good luck on math. What kind of math are you studying? Hey, Infamous. How are you doing? Or I should say, hey. All right, we are bottom tier, and there's a Graf Zeppelin. Oh, boy. A few more grueling days, and you'll be free from school. Your model of... Yeah, Arizona doesn't have very much anti-aircraft. I mean, again, though, I was saying it before, but there had been some, in the Atlantic, there had been some carrier versus capital ship activity already by late 1941. But the British used different tactics, and it's just a different combat theater, right? So there's very little, in terms of design-wise, people have been using large biplane torpedo, like super slow biplane torpedo bombers just like a couple of years before. So in terms of refits to make ships focused against an aircraft threat, it just hadn't really made it through the fleet yet. And it actually wouldn't for another year or 2. The first year of the Pacific conflict, like most ships are pretty sitting targets against air attack. The Japanese never really fixed their anti-air issues, which is strange because they were the first to realize how powerful aircraft could be against surface ships, especially against capital ships. But they never built effective anti-aircraft defenses on their capital ships or any of their surface ships. They really suffered during most of the war. PZKW, what is my current work except for YouTube? You mean like my actual job that pays money? I work in IT. So I actually studied math in college. Somebody was saying that I did math. Yeah. Graf Zeppelin was a big German oof. Yes, it's arguably a very poorly designed ship, but it's from a different era of carrier design. I mean, USS Lexington had 8-inch guns until 1942. It had heavy cruiser armament. So a lot of the early first-generation carriers were still like surface ships that could launch airplanes. Like people weren't really convinced that, carriers could do what they ended up doing, just because the airplanes weren't as developed. Weapon systems weren't very good, etc. So Graf Zeppelin was like from that design period, but much later. So she would have been really inadequate. I'm being shot at. This is a problem. 16-inch guns do very bad things to Arizona's armor. I should have copied Bofors. The Japanese or the Germans? Or both? The Germans used Bofors guns when they captured them, but they, to my knowledge, never actually made a straight copy of them, even though they had access to them. Alright, so this North Carolina is possibly something we can damage. I cannot push up into this because I'm going to melt at this. You know, these are much more powerful ships with much bigger guns than I have. So I kind of need to just play smart. I need to wait out that Belfast, for example, out of his smoke, and then I need to sort of smack some cruisers when I see the opportunity. He once detonated a Fubuki with a Visor. Yeah. I mean, destroyers aren't very heavily armored and very susceptible to splinter damage, so. Okay, this is sort of frustrating. We need to take... I can understand not taking this cap because they have a Belfast here, right? The Belfast is going to lock things down a bit, but we needed to be a little more aggressive on the other caps. And Belfast is behind that island. Boy, howdy. This is a sufferfest to find somebody to shoot at here. Okay. There's the Belfast. That's... The Belfast is going to make this cap extremely difficult for our destroyers to contest. Or really anybody to contest. Did I say it's Visa, Ikri? That's how it's pronounced, Visa. Can we get some Fubuki gameplay? Fubuki was not part of the attack. I mean, there were a couple of Fubuki class destroyers involved, but Fubuki herself wasn't. But Kagero was, so I'll probably play Kagero. I'm also going to play Farragut, because Farragut was also there. My captain, waving his pistol at the Graf Zeppelin planes. There's the Leibrecht Moss. He knows he can drop. The Arizona's too slow to get away. Has no anti-aircraft fire. Okay, let's see if we can push around this side here, actually. There's a low-health Liebrecht Moss over here, and the Pensacola is over here, so she's a ship I should be able to damage. We've done some work on that North Carolina, too. Let's see.
Problem solved, sir.
Play any carrier from the Japanese side.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
This is the one day where I wish I played aircraft carriers, but I actually don't have the aircraft carriers in my port. I have none of them. The only one that's in the game I'm aware of is Shokaku, right? Anyways, I think there's only one. Only one of the Kitabutai is in the game right now. Because Hosho and Ryuja were not part of the attack. Alright, so there's a Moss over here, so I'm gonna have to pay attention. He definitely knows where I am. But we should also get an angle to shoot this Belfast. So the big issue here is our team has not been able to find a way to deal with this Belfast. So I'm actually going to get a chance to shoot the Belfast. Right there. Let's hope we did okay on that shot. No, he's moved. So where is the Liebrecht Moss now? Let's try not to eat every torpedo. Oh, there's the Liebrecht Moss. Okay. That's easy enough. Thank you for making it easy on me. The Pensacola doesn't have torpedoes. We're just going to bounce his shells. Carrier's hunting me. Oh man, my team is losing all our destroyers again. Ugh. There's the Liebrecht Moss's torpedoes. I don't care about the aircraft torpedoes. They're going to do. The Graf Zepp torpedoes are going to hurt, but if I have to choose, I'm going to take Graf Zeppelin torpedoes over destroyer torpedoes. There you go. I got my rear guns out. Okay, never mind. Alright, he's dead. Now I need to angle away. What I want to shoot is this Belfast. turn into the torpedoes. He got just a little greedy there and dropped too early. So what I really need to do is I need to punish this Belfast. This Belfast is completely controlling this cap.
Enemy heavily damaged.
Oh, I need my guns to come back around. Oh god, the slow turrets. 4 overpins, not enough to finish him. I was hoping to kill the Belfast there. I would very happily trade my ship for the Belfast. In terms of influence on the game, I'm way less influential than that Belfast is, and just too slow turret diverse to get that second shot off.
The enemy is about to win.
We damaged the Belfast bad, but not enough. I needed to sink him there. Now he's going to be able to keep controlling the cup with his smoke for another 2 minutes. I mean, I'll take 57,000 damage and bottom tier battleship and all that, but what we should have done there is finish that Belfast off. The turret traverse was just not enough to get locked on target before the smoke covered him.
The enemy is about to win.
All right, you have to go. Cheers. I'm not gonna play Congo. This Congo wasn't at Pearl Harbor. I'll play Kirishima. Can I play a tier 10 BB? I'll play top tier ships tomorrow. Today I'm basically just only playing ships that were involved in the Pearl Harbor attack. Just in it's December 7th. And nothing that is listed as a tier 10 in this game was at Pearl Harbor. I think the highest by tier is Shokaku at tier 8 and Kagero is at tier 8. In terms of ships that were present. Alright, what's our Helena gonna do here? He's trapped between two. He kind of needs to make a play here. Oh, the Minsk is pulling away. So he actually has a good chance to make a play here. Alright. Our poor carrier missed both of those. Let's see. See, now, what you probably want to do here is he wants to actually angle away. By coming around the corner, turning into him, he's going to get shot. Like, you can get AP shot. Yeah. If you angle away, your belt is automatically angled away as you clear.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah, we just lost this side. That Belfast completely controlled that side. Good dodge. Yeah, see those 4 overpins. If we'd have gotten even just penetration hits on that Belfast, we'd have sunk them. After that first opening salvo with the front guns, just didn't get the back guns turned around. I don't know if that would have won the game, but it definitely would have at least helped over here, for sure. That's one of those like very close sort of things. His smoke covered him just in time for me to not have the lock on. All right. More ships. So let's play Kirishima now. So Kirishima was the 3rd escorting battleship that the Japanese had there. So Nagano, Hiei, and Kirishima. Where's Kirishima? I know I have Kirishima in my port. Again, I have the ARP version of it, so we'll change the camouflage here. Actually, let's go with the blue version of it. Looks better. So Kirishima is also Congo class. One of the 4 Congos. And Kirishima is the one that infamously got absolutely wrecked by USS Washington later on in the Guadalcanal campaign. Kaiser doesn't read the chat. You'll regret. Oh, don't read the chat. You'll regret it. What are you doing? I don't even want to know. Michael, Eureka asked, does American ships have thick armor? Some of them do. Some of them have almost no armor. Depends on which ones. American cruisers are generally pretty lightly armored. American battleships are generally quite heavily armored. It's sort of a back and forth for that. I don't know what it was, but I'm just going to skip whatever it was in chat. Reminds me of the scene from Tor 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 when the Japanese officers are debating battleship doctrine versus CV doctrine. Yeah. And then they ended that debate very quickly. Within the next, 2 weeks. Right? I mean, that debate did not continue after they sank most of the U.S. battleship fleet at at Pearl Harbor, and then followed it up by sinking HMS Prince of Wales in Malaysia near Singapore. So they wrecked, and one of the Royal Navy battle cruisers as well. So they sank, like 9 capital ships or something like that right off the bat in the first, couple of weeks of the war. So pretty hard to say that battleship doctrine had any place after that opening salvo from the Kido Butai. Yamamoto back in again. No, not in chat, please. Tango Hotel 259, hey, how are you doing? We're playing Pearl Harbor ships. Ships that were involved in the attack or ships that were part of the Japanese fleet. In this case, Kirishima, which is part of the Japanese fleet. Al, if it's banned in the Discord, please don't put it in chat here. Even this Streamlabs bot knows better. All right, no aircraft carriers. Oh my goodness. Hooray for us. Surface ships galore. All right, let's try not to get torpedoed into oblivion this game, all right? But same thing. There's no tier 6 battleships, no really high tier battleships to punish my complete lack of armor. So, battlecruisers. So you can see, well, if you look at the stock hull on Congo in this game, you can see, it looks basically like, if you take away this pagoda, I'm going to use my thumb here on my side, just put, can I measure it? Take away the pagoda and you can see the lines like British battlecruiser design from the First World War. The pagoda was built on afterwards. But this, Congo was built by the Brits, and the other 3 sisters were built in Japan, but they were obviously from the British designs for Congo and weapons. And they're some of the most British-looking ships that didn't fight for the Royal Navy. Alan, when you're built as an A ship but there's no carrier, yes, you're like, no, please, planes, come. Born in England, raised in Japan, yes. I mean, they did add on additional armor. I mean, they got much heavier over their life, but that happened to the British battlecruisers that survived as well. I mean, Hood was massive by the end. Hood was a larger battleship than than pretty much anything else afloat by the time that she was sunk. That happened to most battlecruisers after Jutland. They realized that battlecruisers just couldn't hold up to capital ship gunfire. Right? I mean, both the British and the German battlecruisers did quite poorly at Jutland. The British ones worse than the German ones, but capital ship design changed pretty rapidly. No one really kept 2 battlecruisers after Jutland. The Congos, the Congos may be the closest thing to it, but even they were heavily upgraded and built up in the interwar periods. Hold on, let's see if we can shoot this Duca d'Asta. So Ducas are very fast. Come on, turrets. I'm doing the same thing though. Again, I want to flank. I want to try to have easy shots. Michael, cheers. Uh-oh, random Canadian is here. Then Bismarck came along and Hood went boom. Yeah, very much. But that was a problem with British battlecruisers. Going boom seemed to be a battlecruiser issue that the British had. Obviously, Jutland, several of them went boom, unfortunately. That is the... Who shot me here? That was the Devonshire that shot me. Okay. Oh, man. One game today where my destroyers are dead right at the beginning. Poor Fubuki died. My team... I have not had good luck with destroyers on my teams here. Let's see if we can kill one of these cruisers. Al, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna shoot an Italian cruiser here. I don't know which one. Is this Duca... Is he turning away from the island or not? One of these is gonna be turning broadside to me. It's the Trento. Did we lead him? The correct answer to that is no, not very well. There's an Icarus somewhere. I have a feeling he's slipping over here to torpedo me, so we're just going to go ahead and slide out. There's absolutely no reason for me to give him an easy torpedo attack until I know where he is. My teams today. That Duca is flying. I may still have shot behind him. Man, I gave him plenty of lead and I still caught the tail end of his ship. That was all those shells were against his stern. Oh, there's the Icarus now. Okay, alright, so I know where I'm at. I can use my speed and angle a little bit like that. Cool pilot. How's it going? It's going pretty well. We're playing all the ships from Pearl Harbor that we have access to. My team is dead. This is kind of problematic. Not really sure. Yeah, not a good start. I mean, I can kite and extend this game for a while. It's standard battle, so I mean, the idea is to preserve HP. I mean, I really need to be careful about not getting splatted by anybody. I don't think those are battleship AP shells, so I'm not too worried about them. But I definitely need to start making an impact here. Oh, he's turning. I actually missed that. Wow, we just lost our other... Wow. Okay. All right. I think our team is dead, guys. I think our team is very dead. We are down 5 ships to 0, so this is definitely not going well. Yikes. I'm gonna have to play California. I do not have California, so I'm not gonna play it. I played Oklahoma and Arizona already. I might play a couple of them more than once as well. I played Nagano, Hiei, Kiyoshima. We're gonna play New Orleans, Kagero probably. We have to angle this stuff as much as we can. Again, though, wow, just all overpins. I mean, this is not a good look here. Well, being down 5 ships to 0 is never a good look, so. We're just gonna have to use speed and move as much as... Hey, Data, how are you doing? We're playing Pearl Harbor ships, Data. Wow, here's the problem now. Everybody can angle against me. And if I try to turn to use... I cannot shoot anyone over here at all, because I will have to present a broadside to that Ismail, and I would like to stay living. Let's see if maybe this Kirov's going to screw up. This Icarus killed another ship? Good lord. This guy is having a game of his life. More overpins. I think we've had every single... We have 14 hits, on which there were 12 overpins, so things are going great. Some of that's my shooting. Wow. We're gonna get zeroed out. I don't think we're gonna have a ship... I don't think we're gonna get anybody killed unless I manage to, like, kill this Kirov here on the next salvo. I mean, online video games, sometimes they're like this. Playing Pearl Harbor, but no CVs. To be fair, name the CVs in World of Warships that were at Pearl Harbor. There's one, I believe, that's available. The Kido Batai... No, there's 2, right? Because Kage's a premium. So there's 2. I'm doing well. I angered all the Germans in my Discord by putting a picture of a crate of Kolsch, which I had fun with, except for you, Data. You're the only one with decent taste. Kaga, Shokaku, and Hiryu. Hiryu is not in World of Warships currently. Hiryu was in World of Warships, but isn't in World of Warships now. When they reworked carriers, Hiryu was taken out of the game. So it's only Kaga and Shokaku. The only 2 members of the Kidobutai that are in the game currently. Alright, so that Kirov is still alive? Oh my god, I didn't shoot at the Kirov because I was sure somebody was going to shoot him with that low health. Apparently I was wrong. Alright, so this Icarus is here. Okay, he's torping the other battleship. If he sinks... Oh boy, we got zeroed out. Oh my god. Well, that game was fun. I mean, it happens. It's like I said, online video games. Sometimes your team just all dies. And we did kill a ship though, so congratulations us. Who got the kill? Only Mexico did. You know what? Compliment. Plays well. You sank somebody, which is better than the rest of us did. Enterprise was close to Pearl Harbor, yes, but Enterprise was not involved with any of the fighting of Pearl Harbor, so we won't count Enterprise. All right, so I'm going to play Farragut as well. Farragut was actually at Harbor in Pearl Harbor when the attack happened. Do I have a captain with no that I don't really care about? It's tier 6. Tier 6 I probably am going to need concealment expert, so let's go ahead and put Captain Lawrence Oakley. That's an extremely American destroyer captain name. Yeah. Alright, he gets 10 points here, so we'll use the standard destroyer captain build. So last stand for the 2-point skill. Superintendent, so you get extra smokes. And concealment expert for being stealthy. Have we played Arizona yet? Cool pilot. Yes, I did play Arizona. It was a pretty disappointing game, though, so we'll probably play Arizona again at least one more time. Farragut is tier 4 in Legends. She is a tier 6 destroyer in the PC version of the game. Do I have flags and stuff here? Let's see. Let's make sure we run a detonation flag, because there's absolutely no fun detonating a ship when you're trying to play it for an event view like this. All right. Yeah. So let's play Farragut. Where's my flag? Hulululu. Hey, how are you doing? Legends is weird, says Cool Pilot. I mean, it's different than PC. I don't know. I mean, if you only played Legends, I bet PC seems pretty weird. Oh, okay. You'd like to see a single-player campaign for WoWs. I really wish that they did more with the. Oh boy, this is a full higher tier game. I wish they did more with the cooperative missions. Like Cherry Blossom and stuff like that were really cool. There was a bunch of interesting battles that they sort of attached. And then they kind of got away from doing them. I think they were quite popular as well, but there's no new ones. Yeah, the PvE stuff. And they were really well received. I know people still play them actively, but they've kind of gotten away from them again. Tide Hunter Zamora, what server am I on? I'm on the EU server. I live in Austria, so I play on the EU server. No CV hell and Legends yet. I mean, if they're implemented well, they doesn't have to be hell. I mean, the CVs are obviously hugely important parts, historically of the, especially the Second War. Went from Blitz to Legends. Oh, you mean the tiering is strange? Yeah, I mean, any of these games where you tier ships are going to be a little bit artificial, right? Like Fubuki, they've always had a problem with. Fubuki was a late 20s design, but in reality, Fubuki was as powerful as most designs, from the late 1930s or beginning of the Second World War. So do you put it in order by year so that it's up against other ships from the same era, or do you sort of like artificially make it face ships that are built 10, 12 years later? I think Fubuki's been one of the biggest examples of like difficulties with tiering. Okay, well, you guys are talking about usernames. I'm not going to try to read that. Yeah, by the way, if you guys are watching the video and you're enjoying it on YouTube, especially if you're on mobile or whatever, can you guys hit the like button? That really, it actually really helps, especially smaller sort of videos and stuff. The likes really help. If you guys can, I know I remind, especially the regular viewers, but if you just throw a like in, it really helps the stream. Data, just keep the numbers out of chat, can you? Again, if it wouldn't go on the Discord server, please don't put it in chat here either. I don't need YouTube asking issues or causing issues. All right, there's a Kudasov. I'm just gonna try to play Spotbot right now. I think it was the Benson who's in the cap. Obviously, the Benson is a higher tier destroyer to me. He's a little bit more powerful than I am. Ooh, the Benson is spotted. Let's see if we can get a cap reset here. If we can get a cap reset, that helps a lot. Just one even? Just hit him once or twice here? There you go. Alright, so we reset the cap off of him. I'm happy with that. I have 30 seconds to my torps reload, so I'm just going to work myself around. I'm going to stay in a safe spot over here. I'm going to work myself around. There's no reason for me to be super aggressive as like the lowest tier destroyer in this game. Especially when there's something like a Kudasov just sitting right over here that'll smack me. Don't. I wasn't born yesterday. DDs dominate the scene in Legends, you mean, or here? Yeah, I mean, destroyers are because all the wargaming games are based around. Hold on for just. I have a sneeze. Excuse me. All the wargaming games are built around. Oh boy, I got suckered. Oh no. Why did you launch torpedoes there? I'm dead. That was my bad. I sneezed and I stopped myself. That was not what I wanted to do. Hey, Alan Black, please don't interrupt your gameplay by sneezing. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it that way. You get torpedoed. It's just like a torpedo magnet, apparently. That didn't work out very well. We'll play fair getting in just a minute then. Cool Pilot says he thinks ships should fight similar powered ships instead of time period. I agree. And that's originally what they did with Fubuki. Fubuki was a tier 8 ship when the game was released. And then they rebalanced Fubuki back to tier 6, and it feels wrong to me. Fubuki should be considerably more powerful than the other destroyers of tier 6, in my opinion. Historically, the Farragut class and the Fubuki class were not really, I don't think, comparable designs.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Who sank me? The Benson did. The Benson torpedoed, and I stopped to sneeze, and my ship stopped right there in the middle of the port. All right, so let's see. Who else do I have that I want to play that was available at Pearl Harbor here? I wanted to play Kagero, which I don't have in my tech tree right now. So let's go ahead and get Kagero. Kagero. So Kagero herself was actually part of the escorting fleet for Pearl Harbor attack. You thought Shimakaze doesn't exist? No, Shimakaze was very much a real ship. Shimakaze was a super destroyer design, Japanese built. They didn't build any more of them, but Shimakaze was very much a real ship. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm upgrading my ship quickly here to. I'll go with propulsion actually. Hey, kid in the corner, how are you doing? I once had a Kagero game where you got 4 kills that are being spotted. Felt like a ninja. Yeah, Kagero has pretty good guns actually too. The Japanese guns have quite high alpha damage. They just don't have very high rate of fire. So you could sort of use them as oh wow, I do not have any more Japanese captains. Good lord, I just have anime captains. Do I have anything on another ship that I can move over? This kind of hard group has no points. Okay, let's see. Do I have anybody else to move over? We'll move over the Fubuki captain. All right. Yeah. So, as a matter of fact, it's interesting. After the Fubukis, they actually built smaller destroyers. Going forward, they didn't build as many large destroyers. The Shimakaze would. Shiritsu and Akizuki, no, they were not. They were not there. Let's see, who else would have been available? Isakaze was there. Kagero was there, and I think Ushio was also there, right? I'm pretty sure Ushio was there. And Ushio actually survived the war. Pretty sure Ushio was the only ship, the only Japanese ship that survived the war, like that fought basically the entire war from Pearl Harbor all the way through to the end. And Nagano, but Nagano was sunk afterwards. So, let's see. All right, so let's play Kagero. Kagero's a good ship. I liked Fubuki at tier 8 more than Kagero, but we can work with it. We'll do the all black Kagero here, the stealth Kagero. It'll make it harder for us to get spotted at night. And I have all the upgraded torpedoes and everything. I do. So these are the Type 93 Mod 2s. So long lances. All right, let's go. Didn't expect for King George to be here. What do you mean? Nagano got nuked at... Yes, Nagano was part of the Operation Crossroads tests. Ooh, this is a full tier tank. That Venezia, and there's a Petropavlovsk as well. We have to be very smart here. There's a bunch of stuff here that's going to end my day very quickly. So there's 2 radars. I need to be smart about the 2 radars. What we want to do is we want to spot the radars to other people. The Petra is really dangerous for that because his radar range is his detection range. So I can actually get slightly stealth radar by Petropavlov. So, but Alaska, I can outspot his radar. And this map is incredibly vision controlled. So whoever controls this channel here actually is able to... These ships here on my side will be able to shoot over this island unseen if I can spot for them down here. This is such a poorly designed map. So what I want to be able to do is I want to get into this channel and I want to be able to spot enemy ships down here. Let us kind of farm them. Prinz Eugen, Nevada, there was a bunch of ships sunk, obviously, at during the Crossroads test. Am I a masochist? Play IG and DDs at high tier. I mean, I like Shimakaze. I don't mind playing them at high tier. I find them to be... I mean, Shimakaze is better because the 12-kilometer torpedoes allow you to stand off from radar range. But the Japanese destroyers are quite good. I mean, Shima's a very powerful tier 10 destroyer. Can we please get some spaghetti? Let's just say that an Italian boy sneaked into Pearl Harbor. I'm sure there were a large number of Italian Americans at Pearl Harbor. But no, I mean, the goal of today's stream is to play ships that were part of one of the 2 fleets at Pearl Harbor. I mean, there were definitely a lot, like, people of Italian descent, though. There's no question about that. Oh, man, this Midway, look at him. This guy actually is not bad. He knows that this is the channel that every destroyer has to control. Shh. I'm gonna have to blow smoke here. I can't get wrecked by Midway planes. So Midway rocket planes will absolutely nuke me. But he knows that this, like, that carrier realized that this channel. Oh, B-Man got an iPhone case, a Bismarck iPhone case. Wow, thank you, B-Man. I don't know if you're in the stream at the moment, but thank you very much. Yeah, I think most of you guys, if you're watching the channel stuff, know that there is merch available. All right, this is gonna be such a messy dogfight here. All right, so for example, this Kiev is about to go behind this rock here, right? He's not going to be able to fire back at me. And I have actually pretty decent alpha on my gun, so what I'm going to try to do is catch him. Which way is he going to turn? I want to get one good salvo. So the idea with the Japanese guns, I think I missed him. Oh, no, I didn't. So 1,000 damage. The idea with using the guns on the Japanese destroyers isn't so much to win, like, consistent gunfights. It's to sort of, like, smash and grab with them. Because each salvo actually hits quite hard. The Japanese guns hit harder than the American guns do, for example, on... Yeah, see... Alright, so now this becomes a battle between me and the carrier. I need to be smart. Hopefully the carrier... But if I can have vision control now, and my team can fire from here without being spotted, if I can keep the enemy team spotted. Nice. We shot a plane down even. Alright. So, yeah, this carrier's gonna make it really difficult for me, though. He's definitely not dumb. I think their carrier recognizes how bad a situation this is now, right? If I slip through this and he can't keep track of me, I'm gonna keep all their ships spotted, and our ships will just farm them. That was someone's the merchandise stuff, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Who was it that got that? I read the name out before, but I had to double check it again. Thank you very much. King George V, you're saving. You want to get. Oh, yeah, you want the King. Right, of course you do. You want King George merchandise. Okay, so this guy's. Let's stay undetected here if we can. Nope, he's going to go right on my detection range. I'll smoke again. I just really want to make sure we get this cap. And I have to keep track of where the Petropavlovsk is and the... Alright. I need to get back out again and provide spotting for my team. As long as the smoke is here, my ships are not going to be able to do what I was talking about. So I'm going to drift out of the smoke, but I'm going to be close so that I can accelerate myself back into it again. Like, I'm just trying to maintain vision control here and not, and that also means, like, being able to spot, not just not being spotted by the CV. Right, so I'm out of my smoke now. So anybody that fires this whole vicinity, I'm gonna see. Alright. Stupid planes. This midway is such a pain. Alright, my mass is all the way through the cap though, so he's kind of doing the same job I was talking about, vision control, so... I'm gonna get spotted again right now. Turn my AA guns on. Was the Mogami class present? I think there was a Mogami class present. Not Mogami herself, but I think one of the other Mogamis was present. Yes. Give me just a second. I'm paying close attention to this. Oh, see now the midway is spotted. I could put pressure up here and keep the midway spotted, and maybe our battleships will just be able to finish them. And if we do that, then we win. Because we have complete vision control of this map now, right? So this is one of the... Yes, very nice. Where's our Massachusetts? Compliment. That was a tier 10 game. He pushed right up, did very well. Cheers, Vorkser. Good night. Hey, random Canadian. All the Mogamis were in Malaya. Which heavy cruisers were... Hold on for just a second. I thought one of them was. We're just going to double check that for a second. Or was it the two Tones? It was Tone and Chikuma, wasn't it? Actually. I'm pretty sure it was Tone and Chikuma were the heavy cruisers that were actually there. So maybe you're right, no Mogamis. It was probably just Tone and Chikuma. Tone was definitely there. Tone was also present at, I'm just keeping this Bismarck spotted. This is misery for a battleship. I do have to keep in mind that the Petropavlovsk is here and probably will radar me. Even though it's only 8 kilometers, my torpedoes won't travel the full distance to where he is. You know, by the time that they run out, like the intercept point is like 13 kilometers this way. So there's no way for me to actually torpedo him. So I'm not going to do any damage here other than just keep him lit. He can't get away, and he's just going to get farmed down by these ships behind. So anybody that plays battleships knows how absolutely miserable this is. He just can't get away. Yeah, that was a Yamato hit him right there. Tone and Chikuma were both a Pearl Harbor, yeah. And he's on fire now. And I think he's Yeah, he did. Okay. All right. So let's see what's up with Petropavlos also running. So what I want to do is I want to bait out his radar. And then I want to be aggressive once his radar is gone. So he has a very short duration radar. So I want to bait out his radar and I kind of want to survive it. And then I want to make sure that he dies. Same thing, I'm keeping pressure on him. He's going to come around the cap here. I'm going to preemptively torpedo here. Just to get the cooldown started on my torpedoes again. And what I want to do is I want to be in a position where I'm not close to him so he whacks me, but where I'm spotting him. So when he comes around here towards D, keeping the all-sus lit at the same time too. But I don't, like, we haven't done a lot other than just be in good positions. What happened to Congo-class battleships? Well, all of them were sunk during the war. So all 4. There's the radar. Told you it was coming. Congo, Hiei, Haragona and Kirishima were all sunk during the war. Hiei and Kirishima were at Pearl Harbor, so we played them a little bit earlier, but it's not the only. It was the only capital ship that fought in the Second War that wasn't built in Japan. Mikasa was also built in the UK, and several others that fought in Tsushima in the First World War were built in the UK. So that's what we say about the Petropavlovsk short duration radar. If it's just 1v1 versus the Petropavlovsk, you don't really risk taking a lot of damage. The risk is that Petropavlovsk radars you out when there's multiple ships around. Only Congo's wreck has yet to be found yet. Yeah, the other 3, the wrecks have been found. So there's no reason for me to chase this Petropavlovsk. Like, chasing a Petropavlovsk doesn't do me any good. If he wants to chase me, on the other hand, we're fine with that. That's what he's doing. Alright. So let's see. Is he going to try to block me from capping? He is. He has to know. We're going to keep him spotted. He has to know that my torpedoes are back up again. But I don't want to torp him nose on. Petropavlovsk is a really narrow ship. I want to see if I can cap before he gets in. Yeah, he's a really narrow ship. I am going to cap before he gets in, so we'll have the cap. So it's really difficult to torp Petropavlovsk nose on. Let's see if he adjusts and pushes into the cap here. If he does, he might turn into those torpedoes. But it's time for me to escape from the cap. I don't actually need to be here anymore. Let's motor up here and see if we can do some damage up here. Japanese modeled their... Well, I mean, at the time, why wouldn't you copy the best, right? There's no question that the Royal Navy was the dominant fleet in the world at that point in time, so absolutely. No, Yamato was not present. Nagato was. Yamato wasn't completed yet. Or wasn't fully in service yet. Neither Yamato or Musashi were present. It was Nagato, Kirishima, and Hiei were the 3 battleships. Okay. So we took that cap, so now the Petro basically has to try to recap it for points-wise. We're going to go up here. Maybe we can torp a battleship. Yeah, if you guys are liking... By the way, if you're enjoying the stream and you haven't liked the video, if you guys can like the YouTube video, that would be awesome. That really helps. Yeah, Musashi wasn't commissioned until 42. Yeah. Nagato at the time was the most powerful battleship in the Japanese fleet. Or, I guess, along with Mutsu. Who was the luckiest ship of World War I? I don't know. What do you mean by lucky? I mean, Bismarck was lucky that, per se, that she sank. There's the radar. Alaska knew I was here. I want a torpedo here just so he has to move. Even if he has to accelerate up. Actually, you know what? Shoot. That guy's got... He's got no HP left. We're just going to use our gun. 1700. I should be able to actually kill him with a couple of, like, salvos. Oh, he dead. Alright. That's one way to not have to worry about radar. You shoot the radar ship and it dies. Yukikaze was the luckiest. I mean, Jarvis was quite a lucky ship. I mean, to the point where Jarvis was nicknamed by the Royal Navy Lucky Jarvis. I mean, there were definitely infamously unlucky ships as well. Mogami being one of them. Alright. I'm end up chasing these ships around the map this entire game. It's so hard to do damage to the torpedo destroyer when you're chasing ships. Because even like this slow Minnesota is going to be able to get away from my torpedo returns. Everyone here knows about Willie D? Probably. I mean, if you have a link that you want to put in the chat, you can ask Data and he'll put it in the chat for you. I'm going to use my guns. It's a Minnesota. He's big and slow and fat, and he can't get away from me. So, let's use guns. Try to just do a little bit of damage here. Let's see if I can get a second fire. I'm gonna shoot. I'm shooting further forward on the ship. I'm trying to hit him. So his superstructure is burning. So I can either shoot the front of the ship and try to get a second fire at the front of the ship, or I can shoot the back of the ship and try to get a second fire at the back of the ship, which might be easier. What I don't want to do is just keep hitting his superstructure over and over again. Man, I'm just getting shatters. And there's no chance that I'm going to successfully torpedo him from this range. He's going away. Even a slow standard battleship going away. Maybe if I catch him turning. Oh, hey, we found the Ikizuki. Nice. I got another fire in the Minnesota as well, but I think you put that one out. He did. Okay. Alright, let's push up on the Ikizuki maybe. USS William D. Porter, yes, the unluckiest ship. Not only did it almost torpedo the USS Iowa, almost torpedoed the USS Iowa while the President of the United States was on board. That's a key fact to include with the story. Most successful Japanese submarine during the war. The I-boats were pretty successful designs, actually, the heavy Japanese fleet submarines. I mean, they sank USS Hornet. Yeah, I would say just in general, the Japanese I-class submarines are pretty good. Hey, Barbosa. Yeah, oof in terms of stats, but very good game in terms of, like, winning the game. But because we did some damage to tier 10 ships, with spotting damage and everything else like that, we actually did decent in terms of XP. But no chance to land torpedoes. I mean, I only launched a couple of torpedoes even in that game. And that happens sometimes with high tier play. Ah, wow, they gave me a YouTube video to watch how to play Kagero. I've played it before Wargaming, but thank you for giving me the idea to watch a YouTube video. Watch videos about warships on YouTube, guys. Did you know? All right. Let's see. I wanted to play. I think I was going to play Arizona one more time. It's a disappointing game, and Arizona is, like, obviously iconic ship for involving it. So let's play Arizona one more time here. Game was really, really quick and disappointing. Oof. For torpedoing the Iowa when the president was on it? Yeah. Yeah. They, yeah, William D. Porter was an interesting ship. Basically, like having a toddler running around in your fleet, just randomly throwing stuff at things. But yes, USS Iowa's first mission was to sail across the Atlantic. They took Franklin Delano Roosevelt to the conferences with the other Allied leaders. And Iowa, because it was very fast and had heavy anti-aircraft armament, was chosen as the ship. It had just entered service, and Iowa sailed across the Atlantic, dropped off the President FDR, in northern Africa. And he was then transported by sort of train and other methods east. And then he returned to the United States the same way. So back across North Africa, and then was transported by USS Iowa back across the Atlantic. Speaking of Lexington, where was she during the raid? Lexington was near-ish Pearl Harbor. Not present at Pearl Harbor. None of the carriers were present at Pearl Harbor, but Lexington was in the Pacific. And Lexington actually had several, like, kind of a little bit uncovered, but Lexington went and actually raided Japanese forces like a few times in between then and the Coral Sea Battle. Including like a attempted raid at Rabaul, the Solomon Islands fortress that the Japanese set up quickly. How did they let that crew man a ship? You talk about William D. Porter? I mean, like, if you think about how old most of the people are that serve, I mean, I think a lot of people who served in the military tell you, I mean, it's young people. I mean, by the time that you're a captain of like a small ship, you're still quite young. And so, you know, maybe just kind of got excited, panicky, made bad decisions. It happens. You know, and then you're talking about like a 19-year-old, you know, sailor, and made a mistake with testing torpedoes or whatever, and suddenly one of them gets launched by accident. I mean, think about how often people like 18, 19, 20-year-olds screw up at their jobs. It's just part of the, let's see here. It's part of the way of things. All right, I really want to help my destroyers out if I can here. So let's see if we can hit this tugboat. That's 12 guns. Hopefully one of them lands. Yeah, ooh, 4 hits. 4,000 damage on that tugboat. That is a good salvo. Now, Podvoisky, please dodge all these torpedoes. Please live. Please live. Please live. Wow, he found this. Look at this gap in these torpedoes here. All right, so we hurt the T-22. Oh, boy. There's still a Hatsuhara. Those are Hatsuhara torpedoes here. These are the T-22 torpedoes. What's the other destroyers in this game? No, there aren't any other destroyers. So both destroyers are on my side. Awesome. Feels like it's been this way all day, but at least we can maybe help out this time. These guys are angling away. West Virginia's not really angling away too much, so we should be able to damage him there. Halsey took all the carriers on exercises, yeah. If the Japanese didn't start the carrier trend, we would witness right now real battleships. I mean, I think it was going that way no matter what. I mean, the Japanese were the first to use it, but I mean, the Royal Navy was very successful using carriers in the first part of the Atlantic campaign, and I mean, the U.S. was very committed to carrier tactics by that point in time. Obviously, the successes of the Kirubutai, like, you know, accelerated it, but it was that. I mean, that trend was definitely happening already. Sanders is saying late again. Yeah, you're never late to a live stream. You just showed up right on time for yourself. Hello, everybody. Yeah, and if you guys just joined the stream, a couple people just joined the stream. If you just joined, again, like, if you can like the video, that would be super helpful. But Tidehunter was saying, yeah, I mean, the U.S. was very much, I mean, if you look at the size of the fleet carriers that the U.S. had, both Lexington and Saratoga had more than 75 planes. They were huge ships. As a matter of fact, it's pretty well documented that the British, who were the early leaders in carrier aviation, were quite surprised at how effective the U.S. was at getting large numbers of planes onto the ships, onto their carriers. So Lexington, Saratoga, you had Yorktown, you had Wasp. I mean, the U.S. was pretty committed to large-scale fleet carriers. And most of the designs for carrier aviation that the U.S. used during the war were either already built or were in progress. So like Dauntless obviously was already constructed, the Wildcat, and then which would become the Hellcat design as well, which is basically just an advanced Wildcat. The Royal Navy did not put planes on the flight deck. Yeah. The U.S. was very good at using at stacking planes on the flight deck. You can see pictures of like Saratoga or Yorktown, even with the non-folding wing biplanes. Once they got folding wing planes, they really made. But they would Jenga them in there like there was like a Tetris pieces or something. Okay. I'm just slow playing here. I don't have any reason to be too aggressive. We have the lead. I don't want to get torpedoed. I know that there's 2 destroyers over here. Just kind of being smart. I kind of would like to be able to shoot this Budioni if he makes a mistake. Okay, he's going backwards. Yeah, those are the Hatsuhara torpedoes. Nice.
Enemy heavily damaged.
So that's just what I'm trying to do here. Just trying to be patient. I don't want to give up too central a position, but I also know that I have no protection on this flank from the 2 destroyers. So I kind of have to keep moving a little bit. I don't want to push into this big pile of ships here, though. I'd much prefer to deal with these couple of cruisers in the middle. The Zumwalts are nearly the size of Arizona. Yes, everything got a lot bigger. I mean, the size of modern, quote-unquote, destroyers is huge, and let alone like something that's called a frigate, comparatively. The crew allotment is also a lot smaller, though, right? Like, things have changed. It's just... And obviously, the size of fleet carriers has just continued to increase. U.S. modern fleet carriers are just utterly enormous. The oxygen torpedo, yes. The Japanese used the Type 93 oxygen torpedoes. By the way, Data, can you link? I did a video, like a decently long video, actually, on the Type 93 torpedoes. But yeah, they were, the Japanese used them heavily, only on surface ships. But they were very, very successful early in the war. Later in the war, as sort of ranges increased, and American and British use of radar improved. See, these are these. Basically, what I'm doing is remember how I couldn't catch any of the battleships that last game? Even the slow ones, if they kept angled away from me and kept moving? It's the same problem here. This Hatsuhara is really not going to be able to be effective for me as long as I'm kind of moving away from him. Now, I do need to make that work by punishing other ships, like this Alba, for example, maybe? Or this Omaha. My guns are here, so I'm going to shoot the Omaha. I need to shoot the Alba next. And the Alba, I'm sure, is torpedoed. Okay, so the Omaha is out.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Let's try to throw off the Alba's torpedoes. So Alba has rear-mounted torpedoes. Guarantee you he's launched them. Cheers, random Canadian. Enjoy your lunch. What would happen if you hit a battleship from World War II with a modern torpedo? I actually don't know. Modern torpedoes work differently than torpedoes of that era did, right? Modern torpedoes are designed with magnetic detonators to explode, and we killed the Alba as well.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
To explode under the keel and break the keel. They have smaller warheads, but they're far more effective explosives in the warheads. My imagine is that if it was an anti-ship like a proper anti-ship torpedo and not like an ASW anti-submarine torpedo, then you would probably kill most World War II battleships with a single torpedo. Depending on where it detonated, of course. If it properly detonated under the hull. Another Alba dead.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser. Our team has taken the lead.
So positioning-wise, I feel like this was a pretty successful game. I didn't really get chased away too much, but enough that I wasn't affected by the destroyers. But as badly as we played some other games today, I'm pretty happy with this one. This is also the risk of having all of your destroyers on one side in this game. You don't have the... Congo's fast, so I need to lead a lot. My heel. I just need to be aware of what's behind me. Oh, that Congo's not going full speed. Yeah, we let him too much. What I didn't want to do from those destroyers is run to this edge of the map, right? Then I'm useless. What I wanted to do was make sure I could still shoot the middle of the map, but I needed to make sure that I was moving away from them steadily. So it's kind of like a tricky game. What would have really been difficult is if there was another destroyer blocking, threatening with torpedoes. But in this case, that wasn't there, so I kind of had free reign. Again, I'm just out of range of these torpedoes. I'm not too worried about them. Nice, got Confederate. Speaking of detonation, why is it that a lot of World War I ships detonated? I mean, I think the same reason a lot of ships detonated, right? You have a lot of extremely explosive things packed aboard, especially when you're talking about magazines, for gun magazines, for, you know, battleships and etc. So I think, I think it's just a very, very high risk. Fire and you know, explosion were constantly a risk. They still are modern ships. I think a lot of people are aware that the U.S. lost a landing ship carrier recently, Bonhomme Richard, in San Diego to fire. And they're going to have to scrap the whole ship. It's not repairable or rescuable. They're unable to put the fires out. I mean, you think about, like, that's a very, very modern ship with modern firefighting capabilities and everything. And Dunkirk's turning in. Downside of the long lances was a hit. There's some evidence that that they didn't actually explode as much as we sort of like credit them with being like that. Those for a long time was a thought that they did, but several of the Japanese wrecks have been found actually had their torpedoes still intact. So it's possible they didn't actually explode at a much higher rate than other torpedoes did. The Japanese certainly treated them as a risk, though. They would regularly dump them under air attack.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Ooh, we got a chance at a Kraken, guys. An Arizona Kraken on Pearl Harbor Day. Now that would be... I'm not going to be able to kill that Congo, but might be able to kill one of these other two battleships here. This Congo is just too angled, and it's going to be pointless for me to try to shoot it. Let's try to get a Kraken. Some munitions can explode more than others, yes. Very much depends on, well, a number of factors, but... propellant being the biggest one. I think it was an electrical fire that started. You're talking about on Bonhomme Richard? Yeah, I think so as well. All right, we have 2 caps. Hopefully this Dunkirk kills one of our ships to keep the game going. That would be great, so I can get a Kraken. Kill the Podvoisky? Oh, I think the Podvoisky is going to torpedo rush him and kill him. Ah. Or maybe not. There's a chance. There's a chance. Oh, boy. Not much of one. Is he burning, flooding? I can't hit him. He's dead. All right. Our last chance is to somehow kill this West Virginia. He's moving this way. I don't think there's enough time left in the game for me to kill the West Virginia and get a Kraken here. Can a ship still be operable if the whole primary and secondary tower is destroyed? I mean, yes. I mean, combat effective, almost certainly not. But I mean, floating, as long as there's no hull damage, yeah. I mean, it can be floated, it can be towed, it can be done whatever else. I mean, South Dakota is a really good USS battleship. South Dakota was a really good example of that. South Dakota had massive electrical issues and basically did nothing other than just get wrecked by the Japanese fleet while Washington was destroying Hiroshima. And South Dakota was, I mean, from the waterline up, basically useless. But this battleship was relatively easily repaired because there was no major hull damage. You just couldn't do anything with it. Like, the towers maintain, this is where the sort of officers and fire control and, command and control, navigation, all that kind of stuff would have been virtually impossible to do. Can we get a 27,000 damage salvo off this West Virginia? I got faith, guys. We can do it. We can do it. No. Nope. No Kraken. Just don't think there's enough. There's just not enough time. I mean, he's going to stay angled away from me. So he's going to live. They should add West Virginia with the 1944 refit. Yeah, it'd be cool. I got one more salvo here. At the waterline. This needs to be like guided by the hand of Roosevelt himself here for us to, no. We'll take a very good Arizona game though. On Pearl Harbor Day, we'll take a very good Arizona game. We can't complain too much about that. Yeah, hopes for 27,000. He gets 1,000. It's sad. It happens. I mean, this is a very good Arizona game, though. I'm not gonna complain. On Pearl Harbor Day, as poorly as some of the other games of the stream have gone, I feel like that was pretty good. All right. I said I was gonna play Farragut again one more time. Whoa. So, okay, one, that was awesome. I did not expect that I was going to get a ship out of this. The Black Friday container, you can get one Black Friday container if you have a Twitch account and you link it to, and it has your Amazon Prime or whatever else like that. There is a free Prime giveaway for one Black Friday container, and as you can see, it can have a ship. That actually completely surprised me. But it is available. Hold on, it's like the Twitch Prime giveaways or something like that. What is the Twitch Prime loot? Hold on, I'll put the link in the chat here. So if you guys do play World of Warships, it is here, right? And you can link your account to it, and then you can get a Black Friday container, and apparently they can have a ship in it. Sander, thank you for congratulations on getting 6K subs. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully we're headed for more. We'll see. Got to have the YouTube algorithm keep liking the videos. And I need to have people watching it keep liking the videos. So every time you guys like the videos, you comment, do all that kind of stuff, it encourages YouTube to show more people the videos. So I appreciate it. So all of the, was Sims present during the Pearl Harbor raid? No, Sims was not present during the Pearl Harbor raid. Sims was sunk, actually not that much longer. Sims was sunk at Battle of Coral Sea, I believe, but Sims was not present at Pearl Harbor. I don't know where Sims was during Pearl Harbor, to tell you the truth. But this is the Black Edition Sims. So you can get ships in the Black Friday containers. But yeah, make sure you claim, if you guys have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime or whatever it is, follow the link there and you can claim a free container. Downs or Cassin? Actually, I don't know. Hold on. There's actually a Wikipedia page that has a list of all of them, every single one. So if you want to look, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Someone actually went and made a list and put it on Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is amazing, of every single ship that was present at Pearl Harbor during the attack, and what their sort of end fate was and everything else like that. So you can check and see for any ship that you care about. I mean, most of them are destroyers. So you're asking Downs or Cassin. Downs and Cassin were both sunk on Battleship Row, or very close to Battleship Row. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's play Farragut again as well. Farragut was also there. It's the lead ship of her class. She was in Pearl Harbor. It's your 7 game. Not too bad. We get this torpedo. Hey! Nagano is our target right here. Nagano was the flagship of the Pearl Harbor attack. We're playing Pearl Harbor ships. Let's see if we can sink Nagano. How about Helena? Do I have it? I don't think I have Helena. Look at my port, but I'm pretty sure I don't have Helena at the moment. Helena and New Orleans I don't have at the moment. I can pick one of them up, though. You're going to either Helena or New Orleans for the next game. You grab it off the tech tree. Alright.
Battle starts.
I have to be smart. This Gepard would be trouble for me in a gunfight. And I really don't want to give away HP frivolously. In a one-on-one fight between Nagato and Colorado, which one would win? I don't know. Spider Love, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Or publicly subscribing on YouTube, I should say. If you have your subscriptions private, then obviously the alerts don't know that you just subscribed. They must be public on YouTube. So if you did subscribe during the stream, I don't get an alert on the name. But thank you very much, Spider Love. Your money is on Colorado. My guess is that it would probably be like a lot of capital ship engagements based on lucky hits and who spotted who and, you know, decisions by the commanders more than anything else. That would be my guess. My torpedo range is a piddly 6.4, and my detection is 6.6, so, you know, it's a little low-tier destroyer life here. I am hard detected, so that means Anshan. So we're going to angle away. The Anshan's fired his guns now, and he's not smoked. So my team will be able to shoot him, and I will be able to shoot him, because they're going to keep him spotted. I'm going to back up a second to throw off. He's definitely torpedoed me. And I'm going to try to get out. Now I'm going to accelerate out. I don't want to get torped. It's not worth me to try to take the cap here. I'm going to change to AP for just a second against the Königsberg. So American AP is actually very punishing against thin-skinned cruisers. He's going too quick for me. See, there's the torpedoes. That's why I accelerated. There was no reason for me to stay in the cap and try to cap and risk getting torped. I can come back in again, no problem. And I know the Anshan took quite a lot of damage, so. Nagato has speed. All right, HMS King George V. I kind of want to know your opinion. Why do you think Colorado would have the advantage over Nagato? How about Nagato versus Nelson and Colorado versus Nelson? I think the Nelson designs were pretty poor ships, and those 16-inch guns were quite disappointing. So I would definitely give the advantage to Nagato in that case. Just better guns. The 16-inch guns on Nelson and Rodney weren't very good designs. They were the first generation 16-inch guns made by the Brits, and they weren't particularly great guns. There's nothing that can defeat the British Empire. Where's this Anshan? Is he still in his smoke? I'm a little concerned that I don't see him. He does outspot me, so I don't want to get surprised here. All right, there's still a cruiser here. I'm trying to keep him spotted. Yeah, there's the Anshan. He's got me detected. Ugh. This is the problem when you're outspotted. Oh, nice, okay. I should actually win this gunfight, though. I don't have smoke, so I need to win this gunfight. So, where the problem here is if that battleship aims at me, but at least he has armor piercing loaded, and he still did a huge chunk of damage. Yeah, that was the problem. The two battleships are going to shoot at me. That's a disadvantage without being outspotted. Don't mind you, you're just debating on battleships, yeah. If Hitler waited for Plan Z to complete, Germany be able to defeat the UK. I think the Wehrmacht lost the war as soon as they invaded the Soviet Union. Well, actually, to be fair, as soon as they were unable to capture Moscow before the winter. So, the Wehrmacht lost the war in places like Rizhiev and little villages on the outskirts of Moscow, where basically the core of their NCOs and and most of their experienced like field officers died. A lot of their like most experienced soldiers died in that winter. That was pretty much over from that point on. They were unsustainable losses for a country the size of Germany. Al has thoughts on people who like German ships. Plan Z fleet would suffer the same fate as the High Sea fleet. Nagano got you. I know. It was my target, and he got me instead.
Our team has taken the lead.
It was this. It was getting outspotted by that Anschein. I didn't really remember how bad Anschein outspots Farragut. I haven't played Farragut in a while. All right, so we said New Orleans or Helena. So let's do Helena because Helena's more famous involvement in Pearl Harbor. So I think I'm gonna have to get Helena though. I don't have Helena in my port at the moment. Let's see. No, I do not. I have to. Wait. I have to research Helena? Ah, because I skipped Helena during the line because I already had Cleveland. Yeah, I already had Cleveland. So because when they redid the line, and so I actually never played Helena. So I would have to research Helena. So let's do New Orleans instead. Saving my free XP. Because they added, for you guys that you don't know, the U.S. cruiser line used to be one line. It was Pensacola Cleveland went into Pensacola actually at one point in time. They redid it, and so Helena now leads into Cleveland. But since I had Cleveland already, I just did Cleveland, Seattle, and Worcester. So let's just get New Orleans and play heavy cruiser instead. So New Orleans was also at Pearl Harbor. New Orleans class actually had a really successful career during the war. They were involved in a lot of the fighting pretty much during the entire war. What do I want? I'll run engine room production. Remember Tier 6 Cleveland, fun times. Tier 6 Cleveland was disgusting. Tier 6 Cleveland was really not a lot of fun for the other team. That ship was very, very strong at Tier 6. It's still quite strong at Tier 8, actually, but it was very good at Tier 6. I mean, hold on. So we're talking about the Plan Z fleet. The German problem was that the entire world moved to air power and the naval power from the air, and the Germans had literally not a single functioning aircraft carrier or any design for airplanes to fly off an aircraft carrier or really anything. So I'm not really sure what plan here we would have thought was a good move. But why do I have a John Doe? It's on Erie. All right, let's do Wilfred Black. Wilfred. We'll have to do the very American pronunciation. Wilfred Blackwell will be my commander here. Hitler doesn't need the advice of his advisors, which was not good at all. Well, I mean, the issue with the naval stuff wasn't necessarily Hitler. I mean, the German high command didn't do a great job at a lot of things, at least on the naval side of stuff. Oh, I need to add 4 points. Okay, 1, complete retraining. Let's get you to 10 points so we get concealment expert. That's important. All right, so USS New Orleans was also at Pearl Harbor, moored during the fight. Wait, do I have some space camo for New Orleans, but I also have this one. A very successful class of heavy cruisers. Very different in design philosophy from the Japanese heavy cruisers of the same era, though. Japanese cruisers emphasize torpedo armament more than anything else like that. Wait, by far, torpedo armament. I don't need secondaries. And the U.S. Did not mount torpedoes on any of the heavy cruiser designs. U.S. focused on gunpowder over every single other portion of heavy cruiser design. If Moscow would have collapsed, I don't think the rest of the Soviet Union would. It would have been very, very difficult to. Moscow was the rail hub, and it would have been extremely difficult to keep goods flowing through the country with losing the massive rail hub at Moscow. I mean, even to this day, Moscow's a massive rail hub in Russia. Can we get 60-second warship on Ilmarinen? Maybe if we get to it. There's a lot of really famous ships to still cover. 60-second warships, like, you don't realize how many of them there are. Going to the oil fields instead of going straight to Moscow is better. Again, it was more about the logistics portion of it. And also the sort of political value of capturing Moscow, but particularly the logistics portion of it. Moscow was the very much nerve center of the Soviet Union. You know, the all roads lead to Rome thing, but in Russia, you know, the Soviet Union was very all roads lead to Moscow. Losing the rail infrastructure there would have made it very, very difficult to move and move material and troops and supplies and stuff like that. And it would, you know, rail infrastructure is not something you can build overnight either. Senator saying, I wasn't supposed to do what to die. When was carpet bombing created and who was the first to use it? Carpet bombing was a British concept originally. In the sense of like using large-scale indiscriminate bombing to cause fear, among other things. But in terms of perfecting it, was definitely in the United States. But strategic bombing was very much, I mean, originally a discussion, I mean, as early as basically the, I don't know, early as the First World War, once it became aware that airplanes could carry, you know, heavy weaponry, you know, heavier than just like sort of light scout bombs, but actual like, you know, infrastructure damaging bombs. I want to use my armor piercing. So the advantage of all the American cruisers is these huge 8-inch guns with, this ship does not have the super heavy AP shells, but US AP is very nasty, especially against other cruisers. So I kind of want to get as many options to use my armor piercing rounds as I can. Kind of missed the York there, though. Oh, he turned in again. Okay, he's maneuvering. I don't know what he's trying to do. There's another York here. Is this like the York patrol? So by the way, York is not a real ship. The Germans never built a cruiser called this. There's really almost no designs that base up to it. They needed to fill a hole in the tech tree, and they kind of invented a what-if German cruiser to fill the hole, as far as I can tell. Oh, hey. Hello, Shiratsuyu. There appears to be random torpedoes going your way. That's from our Yudachi. Okay. I should have switched to HE here. I don't want to make myself a target, though. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, I was going to help my Yudachi by blapping one of these cruisers, but I just lost vision of him. Oh, there he is. So this guy's pushing in. He has to commit now. Okay, I'm detected by the star. I'm just going to watch this island here. So these two Yorks. Not really sure what the second one is doing here. I'm trying to catch one of them here while they're pushing in. I missed him again.
Problem solved, sir.
Is that torpedo going to run out? Yes. Okay. I don't have a rudder. I actually don't need my rudder right now. I'm just trying to put pressure on these Yorks. I would like to do as much damage as I can. Man, I am just not able to hit this York at all. Ouch. All right, I got to duck out. Do I think I could get an NA account? I mean, I could. I'd have to play with fairly high latency, obviously, because I would be... But I mean, World of Warships isn't a game that's like super latency dependent. Are these Yorks together? They are, okay. And they're German. This guy's name is SMS Imden, which was Scharnhorst's ship, Admiral ship. I mean, hold on for just a second. It was with Scharnhorst. That was Admiral Graf Spee's flagship. There you go. See, now my armor piercing. Yeah, let's see, we can catch him now. This is the advantage of the American heavy cruisers. You have just huge punching power. I just have to actually be able to hit with it. These two are both pushing wide still. I need to watch out for the battleships. I mean, I do have enough armor I can bounce a little bit, but I'm not like an uber tank here or anything like that. Alright, this York. There you go. We finally caught this York out as well. He's gonna have to dodge the torpedoes. This gives us a chance to reload. And we should be able to finish him now. I'm shooting towards the front of his ship. I want to land under his magazines. There you go.
Enemy severely damaged.
He's very dead now. Angle, angle, angle. Nice.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Alright. So we just killed an enemy heavy cruiser division. Hey, VB Ball, how are you doing? Link for Discord. Sanders, it's... Yeah, okay, I see. One of the mods already got it. Or, actually, Owl already got it. Thank you, Owl. Owl is a helpful owl. Alright. I gave away a little bit more HP than I wanted to there because I didn't shoot very well, honestly. I could have killed those cruisers off faster. It just wasn't very good shooting. Alright, there's a Bliskavitsa there. Oof. Ouch. That's bad luck. We just lost 2 destroyers, 1 on each side. Alright, we just have our Yudichi now. This is gonna get tricky. We need to kind of even this up. So the one thing is though, American philosophy was very heavy shells, which leads to lower shell velocity, which in real life wasn't actually a big deal, but in in this game it makes it hard to shoot at long ranges sometimes. Also, is this guy, I wonder if this guy's Austrian. He's either Austrian or maybe Bavarian. So Semmel, this S-E-M-M-E-L, is what like little bread rolls called in the south of Germany or in Austria. Owl as a mod is a little frightening, I agree. He's on fire? Is he gonna burn to death? He's trapped up against the border, so he has no engine power. So this makes it a little easier to hit. Oh god, he's actually fully stopped, because he's still stuck on the side. Okay. I think our Scharnhorst is dead.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
At least we evened up by killing... Oh wow,
Enemy destroyer sunk.
we are in real bad way, guys. Real bad way. Let me... So I also have no problem shooting armor piercing at broadside battleships. Again, the American armor piercing shells really hurt. Then the higher tier ones, when the Americans use the super heavy shells, just a ton of damage. They're arguably the best shells in the game. Yeah, Owl as a mod definitely seems too powerful. He would ban the bot. That's what would happen. That would be the risk, is Owl would just straight up ban the bot if he was the... Alright. So now I need to switch to HE here. What I really need to do is come to this side where I can help maybe with the destroyer, and there's a couple of thin-skinned cruisers over there that I can use my AP on to really wreck. I'm afraid our Ashitaka is about to get torpedoed. Was the French Navy that strong? Yes, the French Navy was very strong. Them successfully scuttling most of their fleet and preventing it from falling in the hands of the Germans was... I mean, between that and the British attacking them and the Americans attacking them in the harbor too, to try to destroy the ships to keep them from ending up in German hands, was one of the key parts of the early... wow, nice shot from that Colorado. Was one of the key sort of naval issues of the middle period of the Atlantic War. Oh, you're saying you wouldn't? You would totally ban the bot. I'd have to have the bot message me on Discord, explain why I got banned. The first navy was just a very well-designed navy. I mean, they had excellent ships. I mean, things didn't work out on land, but the French Navy, I mean, served as well as they could when they, when they had the opportunities. All right, so let's see here. Can we splat one of the Zara? Oh, I lost the vision on them. Oh, I was gonna shoot right here and be able to kill one of those cruisers. I need to be able to kill one of those cruisers. We just lost 2 ships. So let's see if those 2. So these 2 cruisers are gonna push around this side right here. I know they're coming.
Is about to win.
The only way for me to win this is to sink one of them very quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and angle away. Guns back. Just wait. Is the Zara's gonna come out of that smoke? Or maybe the Helena is gonna come with them. One of the 2 of them. And I just need to be in a position where I can smack one of them as quickly as possible. Okay, that's gonna be the Helena. I'm at a range where my AP is still gonna be quite potent. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's other ships here. This is going to be very difficult. Yeah. Okay. I need to duck and get hidden, and I need to get a chance to maybe pop him again. Kind of sus with the maybe. Yeah, that's a fair point. Let's see. There's the Zara. Okay, so here's my next chance. The Zara's going to slide around. He is detected. He's pushing in. Oh, I'm spotted. Rats. Who am I spotted by? I don't even know who I'm spotted by. Oh, enemy destroyer sighted, of course. Right when I need to be undetected, there's a Mayhem. The Zara, so the Zara knew where I was, angled into those shells. Now I'm just gonna get shot by everybody. That's the end of me. Sorry, guys. Oof. 8-inch shells are real. I feel like this stream went away a lot of the Pearl Harbor. A lot of my ships getting sunk. Oh, we had an AFK ship. I didn't even notice this. I just thought he was in bad position. We'll report the AFK ship for that. Where was our Yudichi? I thought he played pretty well. Give him a compliment. Can he give you a don't shoot at Italian ships for an entire game? Ah, but like they're so pretty. You can't resist looking at them or shooting at them. Alright. Yeah, so thank you so much, everybody. It was fun doing like a theme stream, the Pearl Harbor stream, with all the ships that were from Pearl Harbor. That was actually pretty entertaining. I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I don't think, let me go back and look here for gameplay real fast. How did we do overall? Not so good. Lost some games there that maybe we should have won, but what can you say? But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow, streaming on tomorrow. There's also a new video coming, another 60-second video. It should be in your feeds sometime by tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll be back, just standard stuff tomorrow. No special theme or anything like that, so we can play a few ships that people want to see and stuff like that. So cheers, guys. Bye, Owl. Bye, VB Vol. Bye, Ghostworks. Tide Hunter. Lots of people in the chat. Anybody's Alan Black. Just looking through. HMS King George V. It is interesting talking to a battleship, but thank you very much. Sheldon Lesser as well. Cheers, everybody. And for the people kind of silently lurking in chat, it was nice having you guys along for the ride. Tim, bye as well. Cheers, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.